out here.
Two.
Hold on. Okay.
Son? Mm-hmm. Welcome back to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport, and you are?
DINO CAZARES from the group Fear Factory.
All right. First question, Hate Eternal is an interesting group to take out on tour. Very different for you guys. What made you make that decision?
We've done some, touring with heavy bands back in the past. We've toured with Suffocation and just Obituary, all sorts of death metal bands. It's just, you got to give the package something a little bit more interesting than just, one type of band.
Right.
So, or one type of music. So, we have Cobra and the Lotus, who are more like power metal. They got a chick singer.
Yeah, they're great.
She sings really high. And then obviously Hate Eternal is, obviously Eric Rutan's an amazing guitar player, and they're ripping fast. Everything is just pretty much like a blur. Then of course you got us, and we bring a wide spectrum of music. Everything from old school death metal, industrial, to techno, to just pop songs. Pop metal songs.
Okay. How often do you guys hear a band and you listen to them and you're like, oh my god, that's so blatantly ripping this off? Like, really?
That's kind of a hard question. I mean, everybody's influenced by somebody, and we pretty much wear our influences on our sleeve. We were very much influenced by all the late '80s music and all the early '90s music. A lot of the stuff that was coming out back then, all the industrial bands and all the metal bands, we were influenced by all that, and a lot of alternative stuff, and we just kind of put it all together in a big melting pot, and that's pretty much how we develop our style. But it's hard to say that how much we played a big part on somebody ripping us off blatantly. But I have heard a lot of bands who have pretty much use a very similar vocal style, or if not exactly the same. I think that Fear Factory was definitely the pioneer of all the music I mentioned, and bringing it all together and then making it our own, especially with Bert's vocal style being heavy during the verses, and then beautiful melodic, and sometimes gothy, sometimes very just straightforward melodic vocals, a lot clean vocals. And I've heard a lot of bands do that, and a lot of them I don't need to name, but I think that a lot of the new bands that are coming out today don't really realize where that came from.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'll be like, I never heard of Fear Factory. They're like, but I know Killswitch Engage, and you guys kind of sound like them. I'm like, okay, all right, dude. It's more like, nothing against the guys in Killswitch Engage. Love those guys, but I'm just saying, just from the kids' perspective, it's like they don't realize where that vocal style came from first.
Right. Have you ever heard, like, your music is almost sometimes danceable? Have you ever actually heard your music in a club or anything?
Oh, of course. Yeah, all the time. Well, there used to be a lot of metal clubs, like metal dance clubs and bars in Europe, and where all the metalheads would go, and they would crank, metal music. And I remember used to hearing, back in the day, hearing songs like Scapegoat, people were dancing, and then the remixes that we did back in 1992. Called Fear's the Mind Killer had a lot of dance stuff on it, and I would be walking into clubs, after we'd play, walk into another dance club, and boom, they were cranking that, and people were dancing to it. And then, obviously when Replica came out, that was a big club hit as well. And then when Lynchpin came out, that was a huge club hit as well. And this is all mainly Europe. The only time I've ever heard our songs in the States would maybe be at a strip club.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
There's dancing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done on tour?
I don't know. You want to answer that question?
You have an answer for that?
You want to answer that question?
No, I don't know.
You looked at me like,
No, I'm waiting for something.
I can't think of anything.
There must be something.
I can't think of anything right now, honestly. I can't think of anything right now. One of the most difficult things on tour is that obviously we have buses, and a lot of times you can't poop on buses. And if you poop on a bus, it's a $500 fine, because the bus driver has to go in there and basically clean your poop out of the tank. Yeah,
it's got to be worth $500 to do that.
So a lot of the dumb things that we have to do is we have to shit in a bag. and then you throw it out the bus, the bus window, or you just have to.
And do you aim for something when you do that, or just throw it out?
No,
Yeah.
Or you just throw it away. Most people are like, okay, hot bag coming through. They call it a hot bag, hot bag coming through. It's like everybody's like, ugh. So that's probably some of the dumb things that we have to do on the road.
All right. Well, speaking of smelly, who's the smelly tour guy? There's always one guy that needs to take care of himself.
Well, it's not that. Usually, it's not. It's not usually the guy that smells. It's usually his stage clothes that smell.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because we wear the same stage clothes every night, and a lot of times we don't get a chance to go to the, the wash. So we have to wear them for like a few days at a time. Obviously the drummer probably sweats the most, so his clothes are probably the most smelliest.
Okay. Have you ever been afraid for your life while touring?
Afraid from? Oh yeah, of course. Of course, we had a bus fire in Europe. We were along the freeway in England, and we were driving to the airport. And on the way to the airport, our bus caught on fire. The brakes got really hot. We were sleeping. It was about 4 a.m. in the morning. Brakes got really hot, caught on fire, and our bus driver jumps out. He has a fire extinguisher. He goes on there, tries to light it, tries to put it out, but it was too hot, and the fire extinguisher ran out. Remember, 4 a.m. on the side of the freeway, just trucks going by, not cars, trucks, and no one pulled over to help us, and basically the bus just caught on fire, and the whole thing pretty much went down.
That's scary shit.
So everybody had to run out of the bus, grab all our stuff as much as we could, put it on the side of the road, and just watch our bus catch on fire. Luckily,
did you get your stuff off there?
Yeah, we got everything off. Luckily that our crew was smart enough to unhook the trailer and push it back.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of manpower to push all that gear back, but we managed to save our gear, thank God.
All right, now
and everybody else, of course.
All right, this is on kind of a personal note. Me and you used to be friends on Facebook.
Okay.
And then one day I put up a picture of you kissing me on the cheek, and you defriended me. So I was kind of like a little heartbroken about that.
I have no idea. Well, the thing about it is that I don't know if that picture had to do with it.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I have way too many friends on my Facebook. So it's like over 5,000 friends, and there was a point where I was like, you know what? I don't even know these people. I don't know. 99% of them I don't fucking know. So I had my friend. He went in there and he started wiping out a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden it gets filled up again.
Yeah.
So then I need to go wipe out a bunch of people. So, if I don't know you, sorry about that. Don't take it personally.
That's okay. We know each other again. For at least for the next 24 hours, you'll remember me.
Trust me. The minute you walk out, I'll forget you.
Oh. I'm not refriending you.
I'm being honest. Hey, remember me? I interviewed you. No.
Yeah. The thing about people getting along, sometimes you guys don't always seem to get along that well. How are things going on this tour?
When you got to sit this close to somebody for 13 years, of course you're gonna eventually get in a fight. Things don't always work out that way. Being in a band is very difficult because you're far away from home. You miss your family, you miss your kids, you miss your wife, your girlfriend. And it's a difficult time. And of course, when you're on the road, the people who are on tour with you are your family. So, sometimes obviously you're gonna fight with your family, and it just happens. And then just sometimes people break up. Usually, most people break up is probably some of the same reasons why a lot of couples break up. A lot of it's for financial reasons. A lot of it's for megalomanianism. People who want to be in control and take power of the band, or someone feels they're not making enough money, and someone's feels like they want to contribute more, but the other person doesn't want to let you contribute. And so all those things take into factor, and eventually sometimes bands break up or a member leaves.
Okay.
So there's all different reasons.
When you're at home, what household chores are you really good at?
Taking care of my wife.
All right. What word?
Although it's not really a chore.
No, it's an honor.
It's a choice. Yes.
Yeah, that's a way to dig yourself out of that one. Yeah.
It's an honest answer.
What words make you laugh when you hear them?
Words make me laugh. I don't know. Usually something to do with poop.
Yeah. Poop is always. See, you're laughing now.
You guys are. See, you know what I mean?
What's the best practical joke you've ever played on somebody?
You're asking me to think about things I haven't thought about in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Meat spin.
What's that?
Meat spin.
I didn't do that. I didn't actually get to do that. I don't know. I can't answer that question right now.
Okay. Well, I guess the last and the most important question I have for you is: are you honored to appear on Metal Rules TV, and why?
Well, definitely very honored to be on this little video program here because, you know, it's going to expose me to more people, and hopefully people will find out who our band is, people who don't know, you know. And obviously you guys interview quite a variety of different genre of music, and also, you know, like you said, actors and actresses, people in the entertainment industry who may not ever heard of our band. So obviously this is a great outlet for us, you know what I mean? I don't think there's enough, you know, metal, you know, radio and enough metal, you know, just enough metal magazines. A lot of the magazines, I mean, Fear Factory, we've always talked about how technology was going to, if people don't adapt, they're going to become obsolete.
Right.
So a lot of magazines
So says the album.
a lot of magazines have become obsolete. A lot of things have become obsolete, and some people haven't figured out how to adapt to it. And so, that's why I appreciate and very honored that obviously you guys have, and you guys obviously have your own little website.
Okay. And here's a chance if you want to promote or plug anything.
We are Fear Factory, and so check out fearfactory.com for all our latest tour dates. Go to DINOCAZARES.com for all my latest guitars and tour dates and stuff like that. And thank you very much.
All right. Thanks a lot.